All right, so today we got a different kind of video. I'm actually going to be going over a body butter. So this one is going to be from a company called JB Butters. This is their take on Lafayette Street. And so I'm friends with a guy on Facebook. He's the owner of the company. His name is Joel Burrell. And he reached out to me, wanting me to try some of his body butter. So I waited until, I had the ability to just go and purchase one of them. And so I went ahead and actually purchased this, Lafayette Street, because I have, Game of Spades wild card. So I wanted to get one where I also had either interpretation of that fragrance or the actual fragrance itself, to really kind of see, exactly how close it would actually come to the original scent, and, just see how good it performed. So that's what we're going to be going over today. So again, this is the presentation that you get. Basically, you get the sort of JB Butter sticker here on the front. It does have like a little QR code. I haven't actually scanned that to see exactly where it goes. I would assume it goes to the JB Butters website. And then you've got like normally the name of the fragrance down at the bottom of the sticker. And then you don't have anything else around like the container, nothing really on the bottom. And this definitely, it kind of screws off pretty easy. And then you have the body butter inside of here. So for me, when it comes to like using shea butter and stuff like that, at least out here in Las Vegas, it has been something that I haven't really used recently, really ever since I kind of first got here. And it's only because when it comes to just using like any kind of lotion or like, shea butter or anything like that, it just doesn't seem to keep my skin that moisturized for that long. It always seems to be something that I have to like keep reapplying at least probably every 3 to 4 hours in the day. And so that's mainly the reason why I just don't use lotions or not body butters, shea butter. For the most part now, I just kind of strictly use like coconut oil for the most part. That seems to really kind of like soak into my skin and keep it moisturized at least for like 24 hours or so. Maybe not 24 hours, but almost about that much, So that's why I've never really been like too huge on like shea butters or just body butters in general. Now, what I can say about this JB Butters is whatever he does to, kind of get the scent infused into this, it comes off as smelling very accurate, to the original scent. Now, I know obviously I don't have the original Lafayette Street, but I feel like, Game of Spades wild card comes close enough. And what I can say is, you get like a slight sort of hint of that sort of shea butter smell to this, but it's not like super noticeable. And it almost kind of smells like you have the actual fragrance on for the most part. Now, I don't know how that's going to go with all the other sort of scents, in his collection that he has on the site. Maybe some of the more kind of lighter, fresher, more citrusy, heavy scents may kind of smell a little bit, different from what the originals smell like. But at least for this one, this smells very close to what Game of Spades wild card smells like. Like I said, it has that very sort of slight kind of, shea butter smell to it. But like I said, it's not super heavy at all. And the other thing about this is this does project very good. I would say at least on me anyway, it projected very good for at least about the first 2.5 hours or so. So After that, it starts to get, closer to the skin, at least on me anyway. And I would say it kind of fades completely off of my skin, in terms of like the smell anyway, after about probably 3.5 hours or so. 3.5, maybe, I won't say 4. I would say definitely closer to like 3.5 hours is when I can't really smell this on my skin anymore. And that's also about the same amount of time that this kind of keeps my skin moisturized for. So I would definitely say kind of like around that 3.5 to 4 hour mark. So, if you're somebody who doesn't mind kind of reapplying, shea butter on you or lotion, several times throughout the day, then this won't be a problem for you. I think if you live probably anywhere else other than the like dry desert here in Las Vegas, you may actually get slightly, longer longevity out of this. And it may also, keep your skin moisturized for longer. So I can't say that this only keeping my skin moisturized just for a few hours and me only being able to smell it for a couple of hours is necessarily the fault of, the way that this product is made. It's just all sort of shea butters that I've ever used since I've moved out here to Las Vegas. They just haven't really lasted on my skin that long. It is what it is. So like I said, that's why I don't buy lotion. I don't buy shea butter. I buy that big ass tub of, coconut oil from Costco, and I use that for the most part. The only other thing that I kind of use on certain parts of my body is like, vitamin E, oil, unscented vitamin E oil. But outside of that, like, that's the only two things that I use for the most part. Now, what I do also need to kind of test out and try is to see if I put just a kind of base sort of layer of coconut oil down on my skin first and then apply this afterwards, how long will this kind of last? Will it sort of enhance the projection and the longevity? So I'll have to see. But so far, I would say this, in terms of being, like a scented, body butter, this is very good. It really is. Like I said, the actual smell of this is extremely close to, what you're getting from just like the spray fragrance. So if you're worried about this, not being that accurate, that definitely won't be the case with this JB Butters brand, at least, from what I've seen so far with this fragrance, or, from this particular one that I have here. Yeah, man, it smells like I have Game of Spades, Wild Card, or Lafayette Street just sprayed on my hands. Now, when you first kind of get it on your hands, you can see that my hands definitely have, a pretty nice sheen on them. So what I tend to do is I tend not to put this like on my actual hands. I tend to more so kind of apply this to every other part of my body. And then just for my hands, I tend to do like the coconut oil. Because like, even though the coconut oil seems to moisturize my hands better and for longer, that doesn't seem to have like the same sort of kind of oily feel on my hands that what this does. So like I said, at least for me, I would if I were you anyway, I would more so kind of apply this to my arms, my legs, my neck, rest of my body, and then just for the hands, maybe apply something that's a little bit less oily, especially if you don't want your hands to be this kind of oily, like they are right now. So that's the only, I guess, kind of downside or gripe that I could say that I have about this. It's just how it kind of feels on my actual hands. But in terms of, how it applies to the rest of the body, it's really good. So definitely, I do recommend this one, at least the Lafayette Street. I'll have to try, some of his other products and see, if the other sort of, inspirations that he has of the different fragrances, if they also come just as close as what this Lafayette Street one does. But if you like that Lafayette Street sort of scent profile, I definitely would recommend this, and especially if you're someone who already uses, shea butter or body butters in general, this is pretty good. So this particular tub that you get, I believe, is $40. And, just depending on, I guess, how often you apply this, that really will determine how long this will last for you. So, if you live somewhere where, keeping your skin moisturized is not really an issue. So I would say definitely more kind of like in like the southeastern sort of states of the United States, you probably shouldn't have that much of an issue with that. Or even, parts of like the East Coast and stuff like that, the Midwest, those areas where you have a lot more humidity than what you have here in Las Vegas. You shouldn't have that much of a problem, with using something like this that's going to keep your body moisturized. But like I said, if you live somewhere like here where the humidity level is like really, really low, you may end up running through this, because again, it's only going to last on your skin, at the most a little bit over 3 hours or so. I would say, and then, in terms of you actually being able to smell it, it's going to kind of more so be like around that sort of 2.5 hour mark or so. So, it is what it is, man. I feel like anyone who actually lives out here in Las Vegas, they understand what it is, with kind of keeping your skin moisturized. So that's my take on JB Butters Lafayette Street, man. Definitely let me know in the comments if you all have actually tried any products from JB Butters. And if so, which ones have you tried, and, did you actually enjoy those products from him? All right. I'll have a link in the description to where you can purchase this as well. And also, if you're brand new to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe. And again, that's Jamar from Vegas Scents. I'll see you all in the next video.